It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a drag queen to step to.
Beauty is the only option.
Hey, what's up, my little M&Ms? It's me, Maddox Madison, and it's been far too long that I've left you all without a video, without a review, without an update. But I'm so sorry, and I'm here to answer your questions. So a while back, I asked you all to leave me some questions, and I would answer them. So here we go. Finally. The first question is from Anan Anano. What was the first song you ever performed to? Every time I think about my first performance, I think way back. I wasn't actually doing drag consistently. I came to a party with Logan Hardcore, who was working in drag at the time, and they needed an extra girl in the number. They were doing Lady Marmalade. I ended up being Maya at the beginning, so that was my first ever performance, and back then I was going by the name Pilar Fierce. She's dead and gone. The next question is from XX Roxy Resurrection XX. What do you think of queens that don't wear wigs, like Angina, or queens that don't wear wigs but have their own luscious locks? I love Angina's look. I've done a look where I had the long dookie braids, and it wasn't a wig. I had extensions in my hair, and I wore that without a wig. So, I mean, if it is a great look, I'm all for it. There's no rules in drag. If it looks good and it looks professional, do what you want. iRaj94 asks, where do you get your fabulous jewels? Actually, here in New York, there is a fabric and jewelry district, and they do a lot of wholesale, and a lot of queens here in New York go there because you can get a lot of jewelry and fabric for cheaper because it's all wholesale. So that's where I get most of my jewelry from. I have a couple of pieces that were given to me by other queens, but for the most part, yes, I get it from there. So if you don't live in New York, it's kind of hard to like explain that. Hot Comment asks, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Hopefully in 10 years, I'll be on your television screen. And, you know, I have a lot of things that I like to do. I like to produce music, I like to sing, dance, act. And if somehow in 10 years that will be my livelihood, that would be perfect. NTA Pick Anderson asks, will you ever compete on RuPaul's Drag Race? I've answered this question so many times. I have tried out before. I think it was 2 seasons ago when Milan was on. It was season 4. I think it was season 4. And I made top 20, but I didn't make the show. I will try out again maybe in the future, but right now I'm just living my life. Rue in Guy 30 asks, what are your Make It Rain songs? Now if you don't know what Make It Rain is, that's when you just pretty much go on the stage and the people just throw money at you. I perform a mix called Itty Bitty. It's by Nicki Minaj, and every time I perform that, people make it rain. And any good ballad, if you have on a gown and you just walk with a good ballad, boop, you got it raining on you. Pink Gumdrop asks, who are your drag inspirations? I would say one of my biggest drag inspirations is a good friend of mine. Her name is Bianca Del Rio. She will literally give you the wig off her head. She's just been a great friend of mine in the drag community. And also, of course, I mean, you have to say RuPaul because she's made it so commercial and family friendly for all of America. I love Grace Jones because she does a very androgynous kind of look. I mean, I know I'm not androgynous right now, but when I first started doing drag, that's the look that I went for. So I would say those 3 are my top 3 inspirations. Aaron the Artist 57 says, girl, whatever happened to Ross? Nothing happened to Ross. He's still a good friend of mine. We just don't make as many videos together anymore. He's alive and he's well. So, hi Ross, love you boo. You know I love my gingers. And Aaron the Artist 57 also asks, did you ever have to deal with shady drag queens and how did you handle it? And if it was never an issue in your life, do you have any advice for someone who has to deal with shady drag queens? I hate when people say shady drag queens. The person is shady, period. They just happen to be a drag queen. I have had to deal with plenty of shady people in this business. Drag queens, bar promoters, party promoters, bar owners, everyone. Bartenders, door people. There's so many different types of shady people in this industry, but what you have to realize is if you're working one, you're there to do a job, and people came to see a show, so the show must go on, and just keep your distance from those people. There have been parties that I won't even go to, that I won't work for, just because I've dealt with them before, and it was a shady situation, and you have to remove yourself from that. And that's it. Like anything else in life, you just have to remove yourself from negativity and shady people. Boom. Jamal Dim 94. Who is your drag family and what do they mean to you? I have a lot of queens that I love. My drag aunt Stephanie Stone, my drag stepmother Bianca Del Rio, my drag sisters Chandelier, Logan Hardcore, Lauren Ordair, Amanda Poupon, Roxy Brooks, and a lot of those girls also work with me at Lips. Great bonding thing, and it's a great community when you have other girls who know what you go through, who can give you advice, who are in the same spot that you are in, or they have been in that spot. It's like a second family from like your actual family, because my actual mother and my actual sister are not dealing with the people in the clubs. So I have other people that I can go to. Dawson Knowles says, do you have any recommendations for highlighting powder? I recently started using banana powder by Ben Nye. I absolutely love it. It blends perfectly. So that's what I've been highlighting with as of recent. So try it. Oh, this person's name, Shah Lazura, says, how did your family react to your sexuality? What is your favorite perfume? What is your favorite makeup product? Do you want kids? How old are you? What do you plan to do as a career? Oh my God, you have so many questions. First of all, my family didn't react like horribly or anything. They love me for who I am, so that was never an issue. I actually have a coming out video here on YouTube that you can watch, and it explains all of that jazz. My favorite perfume, I switch perfumes all the time. It just depends on my mood. I love Beyonce's Heat Rush. I have Lady Gaga's perfume. I have Kim Kardashian's perfume. So it really just depends on how I'm feeling, and I have a slew of body sprays. Favorite makeup product, probably Lip Tar by OCC. If you've used it, you don't even need me to explain. If you haven't used it, come on child, they sell it at Sephora now. Go buy it. Do you want kids? No, I don't want to get pregnant, and I don't want to have stretch marks. I want to keep my body right and tight. How old are you? None of your goddamn business. And this is my career so far. Another really complicated name that I'm not even going to try says, I know you said before that drag is a form of performance art. Do you still feel as though you are in character when you're out in drag without performing just for a night out? Yes, you're always in character, you're always performing, because as soon as you step out in drag, someone wants the big over-the-top personality, and once you put on the makeup, you are in character, you are performing. That is it. So it's always a performance, whether you're on stage, or whether you're walking around the bar, or whether you're just standing talking to someone, it's a performance. They want bigger than life, they want the experience of drag. Oh, these names, I don't know. Another name I'll just put at the bottom. You're an inspiration to me. Thank you. Did you meet any of your fans? I would love to meet you. Of course, people have come up to me in bars and clubs and said, oh my God, I know you from YouTube, yada yada yada. I always like take pictures with them and have fun with them. I've never thought about doing a meetup, but maybe I should. Maybe one day. Atomic Jorge 003. How do you keep the size of your wigs down? Do you pin, tape, or glue? A little bit of all three. It depends on what performance I'm gonna do. how heavy the wig is. Sometimes I put a piece of tape here and glue on the sides and pin. Sometimes I just do one, just pin, or just glue, or just tape. It really depends on the wig, the performance, and what I'm going to be doing that night. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if your question wasn't answered this time around, stay tuned for part 2. And until next time, remember, beauty is the only option.
This has been a House of Madison production.